नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि समीउल अलीम मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and greetings to all the esteemed viewers. Today we are having discourse number 14 and we shall be focusing our attention on the Zikr, that is the second part of the Zikr. We had been talking about Zikr in our previous video also, that is in our 13th discourse, and today we shall be continuing a discussion on Zikr. So there are many other virtues of the Zikr. So we know, esteemed viewers, that our purpose in this life is to worship the God, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to submit to His will, obey Him and love Him. Therefore, Zikr, that is remembering Allah, is one of the greatest ways to achieve this. Let us refer to some of the many virtues of this noble act, that is Zikr, from Quranic perspective. Zikr is greater than every other thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribes in the Holy Quran, I quote it, and the remembrance of Allah is greater. Chapter number 29, verse number 45. Now, frequent zikr leads to success. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribes in the Holy Quran, I quote it, and remember Allah abundantly so that you may be successful. This is from chapter 62, verse number 10. Then zikr also protects us from being amongst the losers. It is prescribed in the Quran, I quote it, O you who believe, let not your wealth and your children divert you from the remembrance of Allah, and whoever does that, then those are the losers. Chapter number 63, verse number 9. Zikr is a source of nur, light. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribes in the Holy Quran, on that day you will see believing men and women with their light, that is nur, shining ahead of them, and on their right they will be told, today you have good news of godliness, and under which rivers flow for you to stay in forever. This is the ultimate victory. It is reference from chapter number 57, verse number 12. Now, some Sufi scholars hold this view that the more nur the heart has, the greater the nur or the light of one's actions and words will be. Also, we find that zikr is a permanent feature of many good deeds. For example, salah, hajj, fasting. It is the soul of all righteous deeds. When a deed is devoid of the remembrance of Allah, it is like a body with no soul. Zikr has no limits. Zikr is the only worship that will be performed by the inhabitants of paradise and will be the manner in which they ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah affirms in the Holy Quran, their call therein will be, how perfect you are, O Allah, and their greetings therein will be, peace, and the end of their call will be, praise be to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. Chapter number 10, verse number 10. Zikr is also a source of protection from the devil, from the Satan. Zikr acts as a shield against the whisperings and temptations of the Satan. It also helps to bring closeness or qurbat with the God, that is qurbat ilahi. So consistent remembrance of God brings one closer to Him, fostering a stronger spiritual connection. Zikr also results in inner peace and tranquility. Zikr has a calming effect on the heart and mind, bringing about inner peace and tranquility. It also leads to the forgiveness of sins. Zikr, particularly reciting specific phrases like Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim, is a means of seeking forgiveness and having sins erased. Zikr also leads to the spiritual growth of a devotee. Zikr strengthens faith, purifies the heart, and cultivates a more righteous character. It is also prescribed in the Holy Quran. And remember your Lord within yourself, humbly and with fear and without loudness in words, in the mornings and evenings, and do not be among the heedless. Chapter number 7, verse number 205. So there is a prescription of the moderateness in the zikr. I again refer to the Quran. Say, call upon Allah or call upon the most merciful, whichever name you call to him belong the best names. And do not recite your prayer too loudly or too quietly, but seek a way between these. So this is reference from Surah Al-Isra and verse number 110. This verse is often interpreted by scholars to recommend a moderate voice in zikr, implying that both silent and audible forms are acceptable depending on the context and the spiritual state. There are 4 types of zikr jali or zikr jahar, that is outward or vocal remembrance, as specific Sufi spiritual exercise, particularly emphasized in the Qadriya Silsila and Chasti Silsila of Sufis. One is the Zikr Yakzarbi, that is one beat zikr. So in this method, the name of Allah is uttered with a single strong beat while synchronizing the breath and focusing the heart on the divine presence. It is often accompanied by a physical movement such as bending the head towards the heart. Zikr Duzarbi, that is striking zikr. This form involves repetitive chanting of Allah's name in rhythm with strong bodily movements, often jerking of the head towards the heart. It is meant to strike the heart with each utterance, awakening the divine consciousness. In Zikr Sazarbi, that is 3-beat zikr, which consists of 3 parts of remembrance which are recited in a specific pattern. La ilah, that is none is worthy of worship. So strike towards the left shoulder, thereby rejecting everything except Allah. Ilallah, that is but Allah. So striking towards the right shoulder in affirmation. Allah, that is focus the last part on the heart. These are used to spiritually purify the self from everything other than Allah. Then we have the Zikr Chahar Zarbi, that is 4-beat zikr. It is a more advanced level involving 4 parts chanting, sometimes based on longer phrases and or 4 repetitions of Allah with specific heart directions. Each beat is aimed at aligning the 4 dimensions of the self, that is body, mind, heart, and soul with divine presence. These types of zikr are spiritual disciplines used by Sufis to purify the heart, that is called, control the ego, that is the nafs amara, and attain marifa, that is gnosis. Thank you very much. Jazakumullahu khair. Fi amanillahi ta'ala. Our esteemed viewers are most welcome to favor us with their views and subscribe to our channel, that is Understanding Sufism or Tasawwuf. Fi amanillahi ta'ala.